All right, you guys, we are back for another episode. I'm super excited. My name is Nisha. I'm the master interviewer, and I am the host of Finding Your Niche with Niche podcast. And let me tell you guys, this person I've been watching for a little bit. Like, if you're in Atlanta and you don't know who this person is, you might live under a rock. I'm so excited to talk to you today. Welcome to the show, Jason Lobdell, aka Mr. 2 Weeks Out.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay, so the show is kind of predicated on, speaking with people who have found their niche, who have found their lane, who have found their area. Your story is really fascinating. I love sitting down talking with people who have essentially got it out the mud, so to speak. Can you talk about, really, you're a serial entrepreneur, but can you kind of talk about the mentality that you had to have at a young age to be able to hustle and accumulate the success you have today?
Absolutely. So I'm from a place called Syracuse, New York. It's upstate. It's like people from New York, like that's not New York, but it's like, New York state of mind. I like to say that.
Okay.
So riding the bus at an early age, walking to the store with a note, things of that nature. So we kind of were a little faster than, like it was like inner city living, And with that comes the hustle and bustle. My mom, she wasn't really about to buy us no Jordans or nothing like that. So, we had to figure out different ways, So one of the ways I used to get money early was collecting cans, Cans in the state of New York, 5 cents a can. So like literally.
Collecting cans from where?
Like jumping in the dumpster, getting them like from behind stores, just like any bottles or cans that you could find.
Wow.
And they have recycling places and you take them there, So me and my boys, we used to, like, as early as I can remember, collecting cans and things of that nature and, just having a bankroll at a young age. But that really was the first time, that's like the earliest that I remember of just like feeling like I need to have money. You know what I'm saying? So that carried on into my early teenage years. I worked my first 8-hour shift in the 7th grade. I got a job with one of my neighbors as a janitor at this place called MS Carriers. And yeah, man, I just always wanted to work, always wanted to have a job, always wanted money outside of what my mom could provide for me and things of that nature. So that paid off. I ended up making serious money as a teenager. Around 18, 19, I started throwing parties.
Okay.
And from throwing parties, I got the popularity and I got the everything that comes along with that, all the offers that come with, hey, this person got a crowd, this person got, so
yeah.
We started throwing parties and teaming up with other, older individuals and other entrepreneurs. So I got a chance to be around some go-getters at an early age.
Okay.
So yeah, so just me having that will to want money and go get it, it just always trickled into something else. And by the time I got 18, we throwing parties, making $20,000 a night, stuff like that. So yeah.
What are you thinking when you're making $20,000 a night at 18? What is that thought process?
Getting out my mama house and buying a house. Like we didn't buy a house, but we rented a house instead of just like a regular apartment.
Yeah.
We bought some sports cars and rims and just the regular stuff that a kid would do. But we were businessmen. Me and my partner Shenard Johnson, rest in peace to him. He was like really like the mastermind, and like we used to go to colleges, like we used to take our money, go book an act, go to a college, and throw the party there. So we were really businessmen. We weren't just making a bunch of money and not doing anything with it. We were investing it back into the business and things of that nature, and that just goes to the second part of me. Once I got into my early 20s, I became a contractor independent contractor with like who was first? Rooms to Go, delivering furniture, and then from there and so on and so on. But signed my first $100,000 contract at 23 years old, and I would have did it earlier, but I had to be 23 to get on the insurance.
Okay, so that's a big number. I mean, it's relatively a big number to anybody. Like,
and I'm an old man, so 6 figures 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Ain't 6 figures today. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
What I was doing way back then.
The friend that you spoke about that you said rest in peace, referring to rest in peace with him, is that the person that you posted recently speaking at somebody's funeral? Is that person?
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
Okay. Can you talk about that? Like having to be able to go on and be successful, but essentially having to leave behind some of the people that helped you come up.
Yeah, so me and Shenard, we been knowing each other forever, and he was actually throwing parties before me.
Mm.
And once he came from up under his uncle's wing and all that, he like, yo, I know how to rent a venue and do this and do that. You know, you got the people, you know, you're popular. Let's put it together. So, you know, we put the play in motion. It was all him, really. We came up with this company, HNIC. You see it on my neck. Head niggas in charge. Of course, we were just young. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, head niggas in charge. And that was actually the name of my trucking company with Shenard, HNIC Enterprise.
For real?
And when we went in there to get the job, you know, they were looking for contractors anyway, but they were like, HNIC, they white boys laughing like, tell me what it means. What it mean?
What does it stand for?
Helping navigate in class. That's what we told them, but they knew it was, you know, they knew what was going on. But yeah, my boy Shenard, man, he was mastermind. He went on to own several clubs and things of that nature. I kind of got out of that and stayed in the trucking, you know what I mean? So I did trucking for the next decade, and he did clubs for the next decade. But remained my best friend, my closest partner. You know.
Wow.
But yeah, he tragically died last year in a car wreck. So yeah, I lost my boy.
That's the kind of thing. It's like, especially when it comes to like obviously life and death. The thing that I think that gets is when people die unexpectedly and tragically.
Yep.
Those are always like the two kind of like hardest ways to kind of like, you know, accept. That somebody has gone on, because it's sudden. It's like, dang, I had, you know, all these what ifs. But one thing that I will say that you've been able to kind of do and navigate, fast forwarding a little bit, you essentially coming on finding your niche with niche. I definitely want to speak to you because you've definitely kind of paved your own lane in the fitness space. Moving here in Atlanta, the Loft Atlanta. Can you talk a little bit about that pivotal turning point to where you're like, oh yeah, we up now?
So my wife was actually a bodybuilder. You're doing like bikini and what other category? Figure, NPC. And you know, she was just doing it and going to the gym, and I just started following her to the gym and started getting in shape, you know, and before you know it, we was in excellent shape.
Wow.
You know, really, really good shape. So fitness just became my life outside, you know, so I would get off the truck working, slaving, and then still go to the gym and things of that nature. So my body looked really great, and I just act like so everybody's like, you a trainer? I'm like, I ain't being no trainer, because I thought trainers ain't make money. You know what I mean? The trainers that I was around ain't make no money.
Yeah.
I'm in a bin, shit, I ain't trying to train, you know what I mean? So that was just my mindset, you know. But then the opportunity presented itself for me to own a gym.
Okay.
So ownership is a little different than just being a trainer, you know what I mean? So I didn't come in the game as a trainer. I came into the gym business as a gym owner.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was a gym called Universal Fitness. The previous owner, KB, he died in a car accident.
Wow.
And the gym kind of was in a downward spiral. And my partner, Travis Harris, he knew Angelo, and the other owner, he was like, hey man, you want to get this gym, whatever? I'm like, let's do it. It's way on the west side, we from the east side, whatever. But, you know, we end up piping that gym all the way up from an ownership standpoint. And in the midst of that, trying to pipe it up, the gym wasn't doing what it needed to do. So I became a trainer.
Okay.
You know, that's how
By
I
default.
started training. Yeah, I was just like, I'm at this damn gym. I'm sitting at the front desk. I'm like, yo, this ain't making me no money. I was just like, I told my wife, I was like, man, I'm gonna start training. So I literally started calling up people like, hey, I got a free session for you, things of that nature. Some of the stuff that I learned in some of the businesses that I've been in, you know, I always tell people this: basic business principles apply to any business, right? So I was in like an MLM, and one thing we had to do was go on our phone and write down every single contact, every single number, and call every single person and invite them to what we were doing, right? So I took that same approach with fitness. I wrote down every single number, right? And even the people I didn't want to call and invite them, because I'm like, this person's in shape, this person look good, I still just stuck to the script and ran the play. And when I tell you, I wrote down all those numbers and I called all those people. Everybody who I thought was going to come did not come. Everybody I was hesitant about calling, they came.
They showed up.
You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to just get out your own way and just run the play, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I literally packed that gym out. Me and my partner, Travis, packed that gym out. And it was just successful. And I was getting good results because I had a trainer for 6 years prior. And I got into bodybuilding and things of that nature before I got into, before I actually became a trainer. So I knew what I was doing. I knew the nutrition and all that. And we just piped the gym up.
That's the kind of thing I'm really fascinated about. I think one of the dope things that you guys do at the gym is you give people a really good experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think giving people an experience is a really important facet to business, right? Can you talk about that mindset on like how you guys were kind of able to like do that, not just be a regular gym?
Yeah, so I guess for one, being a club promoter, like I say, every business bleeds into the next. Being a club promoter, I literally had to just like kind of know my clients. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like it meant a lot to somebody for me to recognize. If they came in my club and balled the week before, or they came in and really had that shit on, they looked real good. And I'm like, oh, you had on that pink last week. Oh, you killed them last week. You know what I mean? You look good this week. You know, so I already developed that type of persona, that personality. It was already in me, but more so in business, to where I treat people a certain way and I see how they was like, you know, I was creating a culture with my clubs. You know what I mean? So when I got into fitness, same thing. I had a lady tell me, you know, I was talking to this, you know, talking shit to this lady for months. You know, somebody else trained her, but I'm like, get up, get your ass up, helping her up and this and the third. And, you know, just always talking to her. And then she said, you know what? They just told me you're the owner of the gym. I'm like, yeah. She was like, man, the last gym owner never even spoke to me. You speak to me every single day. You helped me bring my shit in last week. You hold the door. You know, it just simple stuff. But you got to think that like, these people, once they become successful or they got a level of success, they just forget about the people. You know what I'm saying? And I pride myself on that. I teach my kids that. Treat the damn principal like, you know, treat the janitor like the principal. Like, speak to everybody. Things of that nature. So that's how I was raised. So, you know, that'll never leave me. But again, like I say, it's good for business. Being a decent individual is good for business.
What kind of numbers did you guys experience from when you first started off to kind of like an average of what you guys are experiencing now?
So as far as like clients or just money or what?
Money.
Okay, so here's the thing. 2015 is when I jumped out of the truck. I jumped out of the trucks because I couldn't do both. I was training in the trucks, and the guys I put in the trucks, they were just losers. And the company kept calling me, look, if you don't come in here and run these trucks, we're going to have to disconnect, you know, we're going to have to part ways. So I sat my wife down and was like, hey, man, this shit going to be like this and this going to be like that. The gym, I got 2 other partners, and I'm an owner. So all the money's going to the bank account. We split it in 3 ways at the end of the, you know. So I was like, you know, and my cut was $500 a week, you know. So I'm like, I'm going from making $2,000, $2,500 a week.
In trucking?
Yeah, in trucking to making $500, you know. So, you know, before I came to my wife, I wrote down all my bills and see if I could do it, if it's like possible.
Yeah.
And, you know, she was a fire captain. She wasn't the chief yet, but she's a fire captain with DeKalb County, firefighter. So, you know, I just looked at the numbers, looked at the bills, and I can do it. But this Mercedes that I prided myself on, it got to get repossessed. You know what I'm saying? You know, this cable got to turn, like, we were just like crunching numbers, like just getting down, you know.
I want to talk about that a little bit because I think that's important. So the idea behind sacrifice and being able to sacrifice, because sacrifice is uncomfortable.
It is. It's very uncomfortable.
So how were you guys able to like accept that reality?
So, like I say, being an entrepreneur my whole life, and I've been with my wife since we were kids. So she kind of know, like, when I got a hunch on something, like, I'm going to bet the house on me. I ain't betting on everybody else, but I would bet on me. You know, so I bet everything I got on me. So I knew in the fitness game, I was like, it's a couple of different things I can do, right? I can get online and reach people that want to train with me that can't train with me. You know, I haven't even started this yet, but I just like, I got to go all in the gym to make more money. You know what I mean? So long story short, you know, just speaking with my wife and getting her approval to do so, it's like, all right, I can't look crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I got to do this shit. You know what I mean? And literally, and I'll go into depth, you know, in the conversation, but literally 2015, I was making $500 a week, right? That's $25,000 a year, right? Something like that. Fast forward, 2016, I'm making $25,000 every Friday, easy, with my lights in my sleep. You get what I'm saying? So that was the shift. She only had to trust me for a year. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about getting out the mud or going to get that shit, I had my back against the wall. People, where your Benz at? Where your Rolex? What
is your answer?
Yeah, man, I'm in a what I used to call that shit. Like I'm stepping back, but I used to. This is the year of the grind. That's what I used to tell them. This is the year of the grind. This is the year of the grind. And the people ain't understand that. But I'm like, I'm okay with whispering he fell off. I'm okay with all that shit because I'm building. I know what I'm about to do. You don't, but I do. You know what I'm saying? So
what did it feel like as far as like the pride and the victory to be able to say, yeah, I told y'all, like.
Yeah. Like I just, and the crazy thing is when I got rich, you know what I'm saying? Like all I wanted was my old shit back. You know what I'm saying? Like I want my Rolex. You know, I went and got Rolex. This thing right here, this 28 for my program, X28. You know, it's just certain shit that I bought that was just like, I had it already. And I want, you know, this is the only thing that I bought. Yeah, but my Benz and my damn watches and all that shit, I just went and got stuff I had before because I was already getting it, you know what I mean? But I had to take a setback, take that shit off, watch my car on a tow truck and do something I've never seen anybody do. I didn't have that example of somebody like, yo, just...
It's very humbling.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hell yeah.
It's very humbling. Was there any moments where you were like, okay, like embarrassed about this circumstance when you're like, okay, this ain't it?
Well, I wasn't embarrassed. I don't know. It's funny because when I had the bullshit car, I was parking down the street.
But was there a dynamic? So, because I've been married for 14 years too. So, as a man, I don't know how you guys really do your household, but usually the man leads, right? Typically. So, what was it like for you to feel like, okay, I'm not able to really financially provide for my family? How did you deal with that? Because
I started off broke with my wife.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we snuck to the courthouse and got married. 19. Like, we already getting shit out the mud anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I remember just not being able to buy a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't going to movies. I'm going to bootleg this DVD. That's our Friday. You know what I mean? So we already come from, she already was with me through that shit. So, you know, and she was with me. You know, she always see me pipe up. I might come down, but I'll pipe back up. You know, so she was cool with it. And I'm cool with her being the head, not, you know, the head financially for a second because, hell, you know, that's my partner. It's my wife. I look at my wife as my equal. You know what I mean? Like, even when we have disagreements and things of that nature, I'm like, I really want to snap on your ass, but I respect you too much. You know what I mean? Like, I talk to her like that, but, you know, I just respect. I got so much respect and admiration for her. So I'm like, you know, and she never made me feel like, you know, duck, you know, during that time. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
I like what you said that you kind of echo the sentiment that, you know, business fundamentals go across the board no matter what you do. There's a lot of people I feel like right now, especially in Atlanta and just in the entrepreneur space in general, that feel like they're really at the cusp of something great. But it's just like, what is that? What would you identify as that one business fundamental that was like a game changer for you that can be a game changer for people where they are right now?
Team up. I just did a live yesterday, right? And I was talking about me. Me personally, I have a business partner in every single business.
Okay.
Every single I've never done a business alone. Never. You know, when I got my trucks up and going, me and my partner split. I had my own and he had his own, but I've never started a business by myself, right?
Okay.
And me, I'll have the idea, I have this, I have that, but business takes back office, right? Business takes back office. Business take more than just you just trying some shit. And in addition to that, I understand my weak points. I identified that very, very early. You know what I mean? So with my first relationship with Shenard, he knows the back office. He knows how to go in there and get the venue for this price and da-da-da-da. I know how to go get the people. You know what I mean? Let me do what I'm good at and let me lock in at what I'm good at.
Okay.
Right? This clothing line. New Age CEO was my partner, Justin. I was just buying it. I posted, everybody wearing it. He like, shit, you want to team up? You know what I mean? So every single thing that I have in business, I've always teamed up with another person. And
how do you know when to team up with the right person?
So here's the thing. And I talk from both sides because I'm the guy who, like, I'm going to go back to my 2016, right? My partner, G. Bryant, he was doing online programs, right? Okay. And he just had the back office. He understood how to do online programs. The clock and the videos and the time. He understood all of that. I had people. I was a popular trainer, but I didn't have anything to offer anybody else. He had 40,000 followers. I had 40,000 followers. He was making like $4,000 a month online. I'm making $2,000 a month working for real.
Yeah.
He like, bro, I'm making $4,000 by myself. Together, I bet we can make $8,000. I'm like, shit, sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up, right? And literally, that $8,000 he said we was gonna make, we made that, right?
Okay.
But then we went on to make 8,000, 12,000, 19,000, 36,000. Those 4 months. I never forget those numbers because we grew by 54% each month. And that's him knowing the analytics, you know what I'm saying? So we grew by 54% each month, but we still want to throw gasoline on the fire. I'm training Jocelyn Hernandez from Love and Hip Hop. And I strategically had him pay me in front of her because, again, I need her audience. We always need something in business. You know what I mean? Identify it and go get it. he needed a partner to pipe up this shit. You know, he like an introvert. I'm whatever.
Yeah.
So he understood that. I understood that. So we got together. Then we wanted to, get more eyes on the business. I told him to pay me in front of Jocelyn. So he gave, this. He gave me the Chase Bank zipper leather bag, and he dropped it on me. He's like, bro, we did good this month. Put on like $20,000 in the bag. And I'm like, okay, that's what's up. I stood up, hollered at him. I see Jocelyn nosy ass looking in the bag. So I sit back down, and she's like, what you got going on, boy? I'm like, oh, my online program. Basically, what I did to drop 60 pounds off of you. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, I want in. So we like, all right, cool. Sat down with the lawyers. Told them we're growing by 54% each month, meaning that 36 should probably turn into about 45,000 the next month. Wow. If we reach above 45,000, we could do a 90-day contract with you. Boom, boom, boom. Listen, that 36,000, we onboarded Jocelyn, and that next month we made 66,000. So we were shooting for 44, 45, made 66,000.
More than double.
The following month after that, we hit 120,000. And the company's never went under $120,000 since 2016. So that's when I tell you my year when I made this and then I made that is because of me teaming up with G. Bryant, me bringing my client along and giving her ownership in the company. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things I like to tell people, I'm like, you got like you just said, you got a great idea, you got a great business, you got this, you got that, but you don't have no damn audience. Your cousin got 100,000 followers with no brains. Damn, you be the brains, let her be the driving vehicle, that type thing. So when I say that, people, it hit them like a light bulb, like, damn, you're right. You might not have no money to give a Jocelyn Hernandez. I probably ain't have enough money to give her, but I did give her equity. You got 100% equity in your business. Give them some shares, give them some equity, give them, you know what I mean? So that's like one of the most crucial things that I've done in business that worked out for me is pay an influencer, give them a percentage of my business, you know what I mean, that type thing. And it ain't for everybody, but I was in a rush.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was in a rush to get this paper, get back on my feet.
Man.
And, we made $1 million first year.
That's crazy.
So I just went from that.
How does that feel to say? Because I'm waiting for that moment. But so it just rolled off your tongue.
Yeah, so the thing is this. For one, I just couldn't believe, let me say this. I couldn't believe the results people were getting. Let me say that. I couldn't believe that people were taking an online program and losing 15 pounds in 28 days, and they stuck with us for damn 60 days. They down 30, 40, 50 pounds. I'm like, damn, we looking at these people losing, like we got 100-pound weight loss through an app, through our program. So for one, once I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, it's up. Because it works. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like
transformation.
That's like the integrity piece. Like me and my homeboy, like, damn, we are blazing their ass.
Right.
Lives
we
are
actually
killing
being
them.
changed.
Yeah. So we are really, and we like, you think that's too hard? I'm like, shit, they gotta try. When we were in that phase, like, give it to them. So we just gave them a hard ass program, and everybody started damn losing weight. We ain't just luck up on the money. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody started losing weight. Jocelyn got 2 million followers, all her people trying it. So now we got all these damn results. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the results is what made us the money.
On the back end though, were you guys ready for that level of exposure or reception?
Yeah, because G. Bryant's a genius. Okay. My partner's a genius. He's a genius. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of, all right, pivot. We just got our shit together. You know what I'm saying? So I salute to him forever. You know what I mean? Because he really was the brains behind the shit. You know what I mean? But I tell people this shit all the time. I'm like, I did that $1 million business, but I'm supposed to be in business making millions. You know what I'm saying? Because since then, I started another $1 million company, another $1 million company, another $1 million company. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I had 5 6-figure businesses. Yeah. Now I got $5 million business. You know what I mean? So it's just like.
Is it the same for those other $1 million businesses? Is because you partnered? Is that the same?
Absolutely.
Wow. So you just, wow. So it's really the same thing, same tool.
Well, one of the businesses I can't just take credit for. It's my wife's business. Okay. But shit, Body Envy, shouts out to that.
Yeah, she's killing the game.
Made $1 million first year too. So again, and I always say that, it sounds so cliche, but like basic business principles apply to every business. We ain't did nothing but some basic shit. We ain't do nothing but apply what we learned in corporate America and what she learned in the fire department and the structure of all of that shit we put in our business. And I say one thing, when I was a trainer, I used to get up. So when I was a trainer, when I got to the gym to train, I get there, I'm there for hours before everybody. I'm like, where the hell everybody at? Everybody getting there at 9, rolling in and out of bed at 10. I'm there at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Because for the white man, excuse me, but for them, I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting on that dock and moving that shit. So I said, if I'm going to go into business for myself, I got to treat it just like I would treat their business. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't do that. A lot of entrepreneurs quit their job and like, oh shit, I work for myself. Nah, give yourself the same chance that you gave them damn other folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I went into business like that. I went into business 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting there 5 hours before people and it start trickling it in. And now they get into the gym. They ain't got nowhere to park because I got that bitch piped up. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I did. Like I say, I just took a lot of things that I got in other businesses and applied it to my training and so on and so forth. Every business that I got, all of them got the same principles.
Yeah, I think I would be remiss because I do agree with what you're saying. There are external factors in business that if you just continue to duplicate them, you'll be successful. But with you as a trainer, there's a big facet to what you do that involves a lot of mental capacity in real estate, like in your mind to be able to kind of execute. Can you talk about what has been the business fundamental mentally that you have used throughout all of your $1 million businesses?
I just feel like, I was about to say something else, but mentally, I don't know. I just feel like it's almost like an artist, like Lil Wayne, like somebody who, like Lil Wayne ain't Lil. I'm saying an artist because I'm around these artists, right?
Okay.
Rick Ross is somebody completely different than the boss y'all know. I be at Rick Ross' house training Rick Ross. Rick Ross is a fool. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all start seeing more of his personality and shit. But back then when I was training him, like the boss, real serious, like, oh, don't say shit to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's Rick Ross.
Yeah.
But Robert,
yeah,
man, we in that motherfucker wrestling. We tripping, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I feel like in business. Like in business, you got to be that person. You know what I mean? So when I go to work and I'm that drill sergeant, I got girls crying and all type of shit. I'm not no mean guy, but I'm like, hey, I'm missing 2 weeks out right now. You get what I'm saying? And I'm Jason when I leave here. So I just think hitting that light switch and being a complete.
But how do you hit the light switch? Because it sounds easier than done. Like,
well, I guess you got to train yourself to be that type of person. You know what I mean? And that might come from me being in a leadership position in my little odd jobs and me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Being in a leadership position, having that authority, like people trust. When you take lead, when you just like, no, this is what we doing. Like we going over here. You know, it be raining outside. I got girls running up the hill. They like, all right, well, you said I'm gonna lose 10 pounds. You know what I mean? Like you just And some of that shit ain't for everybody. Some of that stuff is in you. You know what I'm saying? Like when they say introverts and stuff like that, like people are really people really don't like to talk to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you got some people, Summer Walker, she's terrified, but she hit that switch. She's singing her ass off in front of an arena of people. She don't like to be around 5, 10 people. You know what I'm saying? But she can go in that big stadium with them bright lights and black out and be that person. So do you think it can be
something that, like, do you think like the people that are really distinguished in life, you know, there's people who are like, clearly they separate themselves by their level of discipline, their operation of excellence and stuff like that. Do you think it's something that you have to be born with, or you're saying that it's something that you can learn?
I think it's something that I know it's something that you can learn.
Okay.
I know something you can learn. Because like I say, these people, like, and I just use artists because I'm around them a lot of times. They go to artist development. Like, these people be assholes, and then they learn how to just smile and act like they damn friendly until you see their ass on hidden camera being a true person. You know what I'm saying? So, again, like I say, and I'm just saying personal training. I'm only speaking like this because I'm damn near like a character. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm gonna give you another example. Like personal training, right? Atlanta's a trendy city, right? Arrogant Tay do the hair. You know what I'm saying? Like Step the barber, he does the girl hair, the short color and all that. Like everybody go to Step. Everybody go to Ink Man for tattoos. Everybody go like. So I became that person that everybody went to.
Gotcha.
So now I got to crank it up a notch and really be this psycho. You know what I mean? I got to really be.
Well, you got to feed into the.
Now I got to feed into the character. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So it's just like I guess that's kind of like, well, hey, and people say this shit like, oh, we thought you were way meaner than that. Oh, I ain't being mean enough. Okay. All right.
Don't say that.
Yeah, that type thing. But it's just like I had to practice.
Right.
Being a drill sergeant and shit like that. But
yeah. I think that's a key thing. And I also wanted to ask you too, when you're working with like Rick Ross and these high-end celebrities, is there a part of you that is like, has to kind of like Do you treat Rick Ross and your high end profile clients the same as you do as just like a regular person that's coming in? Is there a difference
during the session? Yeah, I was
Okay.
just telling my partner, him 500. Him and Rick Ross are getting closely doing business together, and I said, Rick Ross got different trainers coming to his establishment and things of that nature, to his home. And the first time I trained him, he got the goons in there, and Miami niggas in there, dreads and gold teeth shit. And we sitting in there, and I whooped his ass, and he on the floor, he sat up and shit. He was like, "Big homie," he's like, "Can you pass me that Gatorade?" I was like, "Hey, get your ass up." You know what I'm saying? Get your ass up and get that Gatorade. That's part of the problem. I start pouring
That's
into
the
him
biggest
like,
boss.
"Get your ass up, man." And I tell him, like, for 1 hour, nigga, all that, I don't want to hear none of that shit.
Yeah.
1 hour, I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying? That type thing. So they respect it. They like, all right, I go through life all day with people telling me yes, 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 yes. For 1 hour, I got somebody, get your ass up, get your sorry ass. Rick Ross don't get cussed out. He the boss. You know what I'm saying? But for that one smidget of his day, he gonna get this work.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Jocelyn, the same thing. I'm cussing her ass out. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta get this work. I know who you are and all that. You gotta get this work. You know what
So
I'm saying?
so you're responsible for helping Rick Ross to get skinny thick.
Let me say this. Shouts out to Rick Ross, right? Because he has a Ross fit. He's
embodied it now.
Yeah, he's getting a fitness brand going.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like even with Jocelyn, if anybody helped, I was there.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I got all, I was there along the journey and super proud of him and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of biggest bosses, obviously you're one in your own right. You've been able to kind of join this circle, this community of other biggest bosses, the circle of CEOs. Can you talk a little bit about the inception of that and what it's like being in that circle?
Okay, so the circle of CEOs basically consists of me, Jason Lobdell, Neil Davis, Alex Burton, Justin Owens, and Marcus Barney, right? Us five. And what happened was really we kind of got tight during the pandemic. But right before the pandemic is when we all kind of met each other. Alex already knew Marcus already knew Neil, I already knew Justin, that type thing. But we went out to that 10X conference in Vegas, and we were all just attendees. Bought tickets, sat in a seat, and we like, oh shit, I seen bro from there. Oh, it was one of those type things.
Wow.
And we all were like, yo, let's have a mastermind tonight. We could go to Dre's, we could go to the club, but we like, let's have a mastermind.
Let's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we went in there, and there was other people, Tony the Closer and Kaz. It was more people in there like that I look at now, and everybody in Lamborghinis and shit. But before that, I'm talking about when we were just not at that level.
Yeah.
We all were seeking information. We all were like-minded individuals. We were people being okay with being in the seat, writing notes, sharing notes, and that's all we did. We just talked about sending each other podcasts and shit like that, man. And before you know it, we just got locked in. We got locked in to the point where Neil moved his ass to Atlanta, like, because we were just building. And we had our first mastermind, and this shit it was an accident. It's supposed to be like, I was already with Alex, and Neil and Marcus was together.
Okay.
Shit, I'm gonna go grab something to eat with Marcus and
Neil's
in town.
Yeah.
So we went to Pasha and we sat down, and I'm recording and J.O. like, where you at? Justin Owens. He like, where you at? Shit, we at Pasha. I'm finna pull up. He pulled up, and literally, it was us four, and then Justin just pulled up like a couple minutes later. I called a shooter. He came and we shot a video just talking, and that really like just became our circle.
Wow.
Just off of that. We were on the phone. And shouts out to Spectacular Smith, because we were in a bigger group called the Power Circle. Okay. And the Power Circle had girls in it too. Ronnie and the girl Paula from Right for Forbes. And, it was all kind of people in that Power Circle. Yeah. Matt Farini. But there was a bunch of people in there. And like I say, we just started having like subgroups. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And subgroups, we just like, oh, yo, you on the East Coast, oh, you in Atlanta, let's hang. And like I say, man, you're a product of the people you place in your presence. You got to understand that I got two sets of friends. I got the people I grew up with. I got the people that I have fun with, my fit fam and things of that nature. But I also got a group of friends that have an undying desire to just learn, right? And that's what we all had in common. We was trying to cut the curb, but we were paying for it. We were paying for information. Wasn't nobody paying no $2,000, no tickets to go hear Grant Cardone speak, but I found a group of people that was down with that. And Neil literally spends hundreds of thousands of dollars in self-development to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like literally he had like 350 right now.
Yeah.
Going to masterminds and shit. So, you know, that's just like my new tribe and
Yeah,
whatever.
I
And,
know. You guys are really picking up, like, the circle of CEOs are really
Mhm.
picking up steam. Like, you guys are becoming, like, really popular
Mhm.
out here, like,
And I think a
in
lot of
Atlanta. What is that?
I think it's black men
Okay.
who are successful who like people just like, oh, this shit gonna last a month.
Mhm.
Like we 2 years and we having a
years in.
blast. You know what I'm saying? And we getting money together because that we weren't getting money together at first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm paying taxes on millions of dollars with all them boys now. All 5 of them, we all get money.
Mhm.
You know, but again, it didn't start off that way. It just started off with us being like-minded individuals. You know, masterminding and things of that nature. And it's crazy because we all got big hearts too, right? We all like to give, and so Marcus might do his back to school toy drive at my warehouse, right? He
Mhm.
giving away sneakers, book bags, all that type of stuff. Neo doing this, and then you know, turkey giveaways and all this old stuff, right? So one day, and one thing we do, we like take over a gas station. We won't say nothing, but we just go to the gas station,
Yeah.
take it over, pay for everybody gas,
Wow.
doing shit like that, and just having fun, right?
Mhm.
So right before Thanksgiving, we was like, man, let's take over a grocery store.
Yeah.
And I was like, come to my
A
hood,
grocery
we gonna do
store.
it. Yeah, let's take over a grocery store. So we went to the grocery store and we was like, yo, we want to take over the grocery store for a couple hours, pay for everybody food. They like, what?
Whoa.
So we're in the grocery store and people don't know until they checking out. They like, what? It's free. What? What? And they going their ass back, filling up their cart. Now they coming back. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was that type of vibe. Then we on live. You know, we like, yo, we at the Kroger on Wesley Chapel. Y'all get down here. Da, 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 da. And you know, now we got the whole hood out.
Right.
Everybody at the grocery store now, and it ended up getting picked up. Shade Room
Yeah.
picked it up and was like, "Yo, y'all killing it." Like,
Well, isn't that like an adrenaline
You know what I'm
rush
saying?
to be able to give back like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I'm in my hood.
Yeah.
I know these folks. You know what I'm saying? Like even my daughter's homeboys like coming like humbly like, Mr. Lobdell, we came late. Like caught me in the parking lot. Mr. Lobdell came late with my mom, man. We don't really have no food for let's go back in here. You know, but again, like I say, it was just something that we just
Yeah.
But Shade Room ended up picking it up, and I think from there the news start picking it up.
Mhm.
Man, we made it to CNN. I'm like, damn, you know. But it's just like all these like podcasts and CNN, all these news stations, everybody just picked it up. But what happened was immediately the next day, my people up in New York, and people on Green, even in Atlanta, everybody was taking over the grocery stores. You get what I'm saying? Everybody just started doing a trend, and like shouts out to the PTG. They was like the furthest away. You know, they in New York. They doing the same thing we doing.
Yeah.
We literally just take over the cash register, and everybody like it's 10 people going. We like, no, don't close it out, don't close it out, don't close it out, and just swipe our card at the end. But
wow, y'all. So are you guys taking applications? Is the circle closed?
You know what? It's so funny because the circle needs a mentorship program, right? Because we all have our own programs and things of that nature. But
like, how can you get in the circle?
So we are about to do something at our Formula Conference.
Okay.
September 9th through the 11th, right here in Atlanta. We're gonna open up a thing, so you got to be there, you know, be a part of this. But you know, we're gonna open up a thing so we can collectively put all our resources together and like have the best mentorship, you know, the best program out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we work on.
So you guys have been able to do, get to know each other over the past 2 years. Let's play a fun game. I'm gonna say a thing, and then you say which person in the circle.
Okay.
Who that pertains to.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Okay, who is the person to go to bed first?
Me.
You fall asleep the earliest?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me.
Okay, most flashy?
Alex.
Really?
You know what? Alex. He got Marcus. Him 500. But Alex flat. Yeah, it's Alex.
Okay.
It's Alex.
Most humble?
Neo.
Wow. Most naturally an introvert?
I guess I would probably say Neo again. Because Neo, he's not. He's so powerful with his voice and stuff like that. But when we out, Neo don't have to be heard. Neo would just literally, Neo would listen. He one of them type of people. He will watch. He's not nobody's an introvert for real. But if we would say one person, like if we all went out to dinner, you'd probably pick up on what each one of us do except for him. Like, what the hell did he do? You know what I mean? That type of thing. Because he's not going. He talk when he need to or when he feels the need to. Yeah.
Okay. The funniest person in the group.
Probably Marcus. No. J.O. funny as hell. Marcus and Justin.
Really?
Yeah, Justin funny as hell.
Okay. Biggest party animal.
Biggest party animal. Well, probably Alex.
Alex
is a single one out of the crew.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like Justin, like Alex is the single one, so he kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
He doing single stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Most likely to talk to a fan or show love to a fan in person.
Alex.
Wow.
Alex. Yeah.
Dang, Alex killing the game.
Alex, yeah.
That's cool. So you guys all kind of like add your own variety, your own sauce to the group. What would you say is your sauce that you bring to the group?
So I'm authentically like the authentic, like I'm the Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like Marcus is from, like everybody from somewhere. Justin from here, but Justin like ain't no hood nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of bring that aspect to it. You know what I mean?
That's a good one. Most likely to jump in if somebody's getting jumped.
Oh yeah.
That's you?
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm on YouTube fighting one of Marcus' battles. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my guy. I'm a ride. So
yeah.
You know that's just the hood.
Who would you call if let's say to bail on bail? Who's that phone call out of the crew?
Alex. Me and Alex are best friends.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Alex.
Alex is my best friend. You know what I mean? If something happened to me, my kid, everybody be straight because of Alex. Not everybody, but even if it never was a circle, Alex is my friend in real life. You know what I'm saying? His mom come to my house, plant flowers type shit. Like, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? But I will give you one that you ain't asked.
Okay.
If you would have asked me who do I think is the damn leader?
Who?
That Marcus Barney.
Does he know that?
Oh, yes. I'm like, bro, you can't bully us. You can't bully us. Marcus like, fuck that. This is what we're going to do. He won't be the boss so goddamn bad. Yeah, Marcus think he the boss.
Is he the boss?
On the outside, look at it, yeah. But really, yeah, Marcus he's very much a boss.
Yeah, it's a very strong-willed.
But we strong as hell. We like, boy, you ain't no boss. So, but in his mind, he the boss.
That's funny. Is there anything that people would be surprised to know about the group?
How much time we spend like out of the public's eye.
Yeah. Like
Marcus and Neo like wake up and play basketball against each other in Marcus' yard. Like my wife and Marcus' wife always on the phone. Who you talking to, Turk? Or Mindy, like Neo's wife too. Like just the family aspect of it, like behind the scene, is like way stronger than what the public see. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of family, so you have a boy and a girl.
Yep.
Can you talk to me a little bit about your children, because you've been able to accumulate a level of success that they are privy to that maybe you weren't when you were growing up? What would you say is your greatest wish for your kids?
My greatest wish for my kids is for them to live their own life, right? Which my son is my damn clone, so you ask him what he want to be, whatever my dad got going on, I want to run that. You know what I mean? My daughter, on the other hand, she want to be a nurse. She like, they're my parents, but yet, she don't even like to be like, that's my parent. She's not embarrassed, but she just like whatever. You know what I mean?
How old is she? 17?
Yeah. She's 17. My boy 14. Riley in Kingston. So my daughter, she ain't with none of that shit. But my son, he's like Eric Thomas. Like if my son walk in the room and Eric Thomas or anybody, like they like, what's up, Kingston? He has his own relationship with these people. Wall Street Trapper. He's in the Trapper's course. You know what I mean? Like he has his own shit going on. And he want to be in the building and he wants to be around and learn and shit like that, So that's him. My daughter, she just like super duper popular and shit on her own. You know what I'm saying? Like outside of what we got going on, like people be like, "You're Riley's dad." So yeah, I am Riley's dad. That type shit, So shouts out to Riley.
I like how you guys have kind of been able to move as a family, especially even with you and your wife and you and your kids. It's very apparent that you guys have a closeness that cannot be broken. What would you attribute that to?
I think me and my wife are such planners, right? We used to fantasize like before we could even living at our mama's house, like what our life would look like. You know what I mean? So it's almost like manifesting this life. You know what I mean? So we kind of knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we didn't know it would be never thought like on this level, a good level, a high level, but I didn't think it'd be in all this, popularity and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm popular because I throw parties and I'm in the city. I'm really like outside, you know what I mean? But social media happened, and I feel like a lot of people who are cool in real life, they get on social media and take that shit over. You know what I mean? So I contribute that. Before social media, we had hood DVDs, right? I'm on all the hood DVDs. You know what I'm saying? Like the cameraman coming to my parties, they coming to the trap, they coming to
Smack DVD.
Talk to all that. Yeah. So I was already doing that type shit. You know what I mean? So, when social media came, it just was like, oh, this is another tool for me to use to put my personality out to get what I need to get out of any situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you dope, you dope,
Wow. That's really good. I was going to ask you, obviously, with you being, like you said, rich now, and being able to have all these different accolades and all these different material items, what's your favorite material item that you have?
A Rolls Royce.
Why?
Because, so I've always been into cars, right? And I just thought like big body Benz. I just always always been into cars.
Yeah.
But I had an opportunity to buy whatever car I wanted, right? And I asked Rick Ross one time. He got a lot to do with it. But I said, man, Rick Ross got 200 cars. I'm like, bro, what's your favorite car? Do you have a favorite? Like
200 cars.
Yeah, he got 200 cars. He got a fleet of red, like old school. He got 200 cars. So, car show at his house type shit, like big car show. But I asked him, I said, what's your favorite car? Like, what is your, I'm like trying to, he like Rolls Royce Wraith. Before I could even, I know you got a lot of cars. Before I said all that shit, he like Rolls Royce Wraith. Best car ever made. I'm like, why? He like, man, the lights in the ceiling, the stars, like the first car to do that, like the stars, like the suicide doors, the doors open the opposite way. It's longer than a damn S550. It's big. It's just a nice ass car. You know what I mean? But like once he put me on to that, I'm just like, I just became obsessed with him. And I didn't know that I was gonna have no money when he had these conversations. But I was like, shit. Once I was able to do that, buy any car I want, I bought that car and I'm in love with it.
Wow. Speaking of cruising, because that's a really, really nice cruise car. You talked earlier about how now, like the income that you guys are receiving is almost essentially an autopilot itself, right? It's just coming in. Is there something in your mind that allows? How do you balance? I guess is there something in your mind that allows you to not get complacent with the autopilot of the business part?
So here's the thing, right? And then when y'all hear somebody talking about they made $1 million in business. They probably made $400,000 in business, right? And then if they got a partner, they probably made $200,000 a bit. I say 400 because you got taxes and shit. Like I take all that into accountability. So I ain't walking around like no goddamn. I ain't the richest. You know what I'm saying? But one thing, in a year ago, somebody asked me, what's my bills, monthly bills? 6 figures. Like when you look at the staff. You know what I'm saying? Salaries. When you look at I know when that question was asked, my bills was $76,000 a month. This was a couple years. I ain't even count the shit now, but yeah, I got.
Oh my God.
Yeah, shit. We got like $20,000-$30,000 in rent. I got a warehouse for my clothes. I got a warehouse for my damn supplements. I got a warehouse where I train my gym. Like rent
and
everywhere.
There's no going back. There's no turning back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like
this
I
is what it is.
So, and I'm a provider.
Yeah.
Like so many people depend, like all my whole team. You know what I'm saying? Like payroll, staff, like people got to feed their family off of. Can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta.
Is there any part of you that has an element of fear that creeps in with your success?
Before.
What was the fear? Just
like, damn, I don't have enough going on to if this shit stop. Like my online program, like, damn, if this shit stop, what happens? You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta save. I gotta do that. But I was like, you know what? I gotta create more business. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get ownership in different businesses. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's what really happened.
That's
like,
what stopped the fear.
Stopped the fear because I got too much shit going on.
There's no way.
Too much. I make money off something that I don't even understand. Like, like big money, like me, like.
What are you talking about?
Forex.
Okay.
Right. I got a broker. Shouts out to Mike Sims. He the big homie. Jessica Lane, my business partner. You know what I mean? But I don't understand Forex at all. And I make a lot of money trading. You know what I'm saying? Every single day we wake up to money. Now, here's the thing with that. We let that shit stack. I have $100,000 a day in Forex. You know what I'm saying? Like $100,000 a day in Forex. But it's like, that money don't even exist for real. Like that money don't even, I start pulling it, but for a whole year, I just let that shit accumulate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got things, safety nets like that to where it's like, I know what that shit doing.
What does seeing those kind of numbers do to your psyche? Do they affect you at all? Do you kind of try to keep the number at bay, like a glance? Or are you watching the numbers? Are you a number watcher?
I'm trying to see how I can keep more of that shit. Because I spend a lot of money. Like, we spend a lot of money. We spend a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's the one thing. Like, I'm still the brick and mortar guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I did the course thing. I got a course out, and that shit was like a give back because I knew some information. I wanted the hood to know it. So I threw a $300 program out there. You know what I mean? But prior to that, like, I don't make money off of like education. You know what I'm saying? I don't make course money. You know, like I make my money off of people signing up and getting fit, getting in shape. You know what I'm saying? I make my money off you buying a physical product and we shipping you just by the envy. So I got work. You know, I got workers and stuff. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of overhead. I ain't just paying no damn geeks behind the computer. You know what I'm saying? I got goddamn janitors and everything. You know, I got a whole staff,
a whole system,
top to bottom with people. You know what I'm
saying? That's crazy. So being on the show, finding your niche with niche, the biggest part is when you actually do find your niche, right? Can you tell people who maybe are still trying to find their footing and what it is that they're supposed to be doing? What does it feel like to actually be operating in what you were called to do?
So I'm gonna say this, right? This is one thing people gotta understand. We always trying to we see him making $1 million in real estate. We want to make $1 million. Like, we can't like me, I was guilty of it. I just said in this interview, I couldn't see me making $1 million being no trainer. Like, I couldn't really, but that's what I'm good at. And that's what, you know, if you're having a problem finding what your gift is, right? If you're having a problem finding what your passion is, think of all the jobs paid $15 an hour all across the board, right? What job would you wake up anxiously, couldn't wait to go to work to go do for that $15 an hour? And that's what my aha moment. I was like, yo, I'm making $2,000, but I can't wait to wake up and go train for that $500 a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't wait to go interact. I couldn't wait to go whoop some ass. So I was just like, this is my passion. You know what I'm saying? For one, you got to really discover what your passion is. I thought my passion was trucks because I knew 8 trucks would get me to that $1 million. That was my goddamn passion. That wasn't my passion.
Yeah. My
passion was training people and bettering people and turning girls into bad motherfuckers. You know, like, that was my passion. Molding women, you know what I'm saying? So I turned that into a paycheck. But people got to understand this, and Steve Harvey said it best. No matter what you do in life, somebody's making $1 million doing it. Why not you? There's a podcaster making $1 million. There's a cameraman with a whole production making $1 million. And I'm getting into those rooms where I'm knowing these people now. Like, you can't tell me shit. Like, you got you sell lemonade. If somebody got lemonade in Kroger and they make $1 million cutting hair. I know Rick Bush owns all the barbershops he got the contract for all the barbershops in the malls, right? Came home from prison, cutting hair. Cutting hair in prison, came home, got the contract. He's a millionaire.
Wow.
Barber making $1 million. So you can't tell me shit about, well, if you did it. My wife says this saying, she says, your reasons sounds like excuses to winners. You think it's a legitimate reason. You think you have my reason, but it sounds like an excuse to a go-getter. It sounds like an excuse to a fucking dog. Somebody who really going to go get that shit. That shit sounds like an excuse to me.
That's good.
There should be no reason why you don't provide for your family to the level that you know you have the potential to, like, you have the potential. Everybody has Michael Jordan-like potential in them, and it's okay if you want to work 9 to 5 and all that shit. All that shit cool. I'm just talking about the people who eat, sleep, and can't even get enough sleep because they know they got this dope ass idea, they got this dope ass thing, but they not executing. They're not spending enough time failing.
Yeah.
Fuck, fall, get up. They're so scared to fail
Yeah.
and get set back and shit. They just don't do it. And I hate that for people. You know what I'm saying? I really hate that for people. It's a on YouTube. I watch this thing, Dying Wishes of the Old or something like that, right? And it's a bunch of them. And they asking old people, what do you regret and things of that nature. And they're like, man, one thing I do regret, I was really good at boxing. You know what I'm saying? But I worked at damn General Motors for 40 years, and now I got cancer, and I'm fucking 60. I'm waiting to die. You know what I'm saying? Like I got 3 years out of retirement. That type thing. So again, ain't nothing wrong with that shit, right? And we have discipline to work. I don't tell nobody quit their job. My wife was a fire chief in the fire department and made $1 million. She making $80,000 salary, and she making $80,000 a month on her little business.
Wow.
But she still woke up 4 o'clock in the morning and clocked in. So
I'm
not talking from a level. I'm not talking at you. I'm talking because we in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to my gym. I made $1 million. I'm waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning going to serve. I'm going at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still going to train people at $200. Like I need the $200.
Yeah.
But that's what got me successful. I ain't never stopped that shit. I'm at the gym today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Training my ass off. That's what got me successful. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So.
The parent company of Finding Your Niche with Niche is actually my other company, Freed Minds. Our motto is that life's breakthroughs are one thought away. That you can literally be one thought from having a breakthrough.
So true.
What was the one thought that allowed you to have the breakthrough? What was the one thought that allowed you to have the breakthrough that you have now?
So I was looking for something more in the gym. And I'm on Instagram and I see this other trainer. And this other trainer, similar, and I looked at the location. I clicked on location. His gym is 1.3 miles from my gym. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, he all right. He ain't me, he all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at his results and shit.
Yeah.
And before I know it, subconsciously, I'm liking pictures.
Yeah.
I'm spying. I'm being a gym owner down the street, spying. I started liking him over the pictures. And he hit me up like, yo, let's link. I'm like, oh, shit.
Dang.
All right. You know what I'm saying?
It.
So I was like, all right, we both gym owners, black owned, you know what I'm saying? We go sit down and powwow, iron sharpen iron. And I sat down and had that meeting with him. He was like, yo, I'm doing an online program. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing one with me and my boy Ace. We make about $1,000. I'm doing a little, I'm trying to get in there. He like, yeah, I got this other shit. And that's the conversation where he was like, I make $4,000 a month. Together we can make $8,000. You get what I'm saying? But I had some reserve of, for one, I wasn't even gonna like no damn pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for two, being friendly enough to just be chopping it up, like, yeah, let's link, you know what I mean? I could have missed that meeting. I could have not went and did that extra step that changed both of our lives. You know what I'm saying? That man could have been still making $4,000 a month, and I could have just been doing some other shit. You know what I mean? But when we came together, you know what I'm saying? They say, why compete when you can complete, right? We came together, and that shit was so powerful immediately. And I never knew that man from, I never heard of him.
Yeah.
Never heard of him. In 30 days, we shook hands, and we created $1 million business.
Just like that.
Just like that, you know what I'm saying? But again, I was seeking for something. I was looking for, I was doing my research. I was looking, and I stumbled across his page and saw it, you know what I mean? But
so the one thought was to collab.
The one thought was to collab. The one thought was to be okay with doing something with another gym owner. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't make sense. My salon over here, my barbershop over here, like, no, it's beef. You know what I'm saying? But I just was like, no, it ain't gotta be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what would come out of it, but
here we are, $1 million later.
And I hate, one thing about me, like, I get on these podcasts and I pop that shit, but I don't be talking about money. Like, you gonna get money out because that's the driving. Yeah. That's what changed. That's what retired my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama don't work no more. The first thing I did before I went and bought the Rolex and I retired my mama. Asked her what she needed to do to retire. I'm gonna retire in a couple of years, and I pay this, I'll pay that. I paid all that shit off and told her to put her 2-week notice in. You know what I'm saying? And I want my mom to have the quality of life of a retired lady who ain't got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? So money just allows me to do these things. Money allowed me to take my brother from off the, he a street nigga still, but come here for 8 hours and work. You know what I mean? That type thing. My niece, like my family, like a really family economics. You know what I'm saying? We've created a thing, and money allowed us to do that. You know what I mean? So again, if anybody watching this, I ain't just talking money, but again, that shit changed the situation. You know what I mean? I'm talking more about information than money. You know what I'm saying? Because information is the new currency.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Information. I didn't know anything about Forex. I sat there and listened to the information, and I put my money into Forex, and now that shit popped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll say all that to say that, man, information is it.
Right.
Getting the information. You know what I mean? Be a dog at getting new information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The only caveat to that, though, is sometimes getting the information does cost money.
Absolutely.
So what do you say to people who feel like, God, I just want the access, I want to be in the room, but I don't have the capital to do that? Like, what kind of things can people do? What kind of pivots or,
okay, I'm
what can they do?
I'm going to tell you. Like my course, right? I got girls who, 4kpathwaytosuccess.com is my program. I teach people how to be successful at Airbnb and Toro. Marcus Barney, Recession Proof, has his credit course in there to tell you how to fix your credit and make a couple moves so you can, get some funding and shit, right? But my course, $399 for my course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get 6 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's $400. All right, go get you 8 people. $50. Like, make it count. Make it so you can afford it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And if you don't have the $50 to pay for that course, it ain't time for you to be thinking about getting rich right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about getting that $50. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But so many times I talk to people and I'm like, but you smoke weed.
So you got something.
A 3.5 is $40. Like, you smoke weed. I know you do. How you ain't got money to buy this course, but you smoke weed every day? That shit expensive as hell. If you smoke 3 times a week, that's $500 a month. You know, like, that's the money.
Wow.
Sober up for 30 days and buy the course. You know what I mean? Like, and the course doesn't guarantee success. I'm just saying we've had so much success from people. I had a classmate take my course, and she was just like, I ain't got shit to do. I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? She took my course, didn't have no money to go get no Airbnb, didn't have no money to go buy no car to put on Toro. But what she did have was a job where she worked from the damn living room in a car in the driveway. She put that car in the driveway on Toro. She made $1,700 off that paid off car. Her husband like, shit, that car stand on Toro.
Wow.
And we're going to go get another one and put on. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things, just leverage. But everything that we want is on the other side of what we do not know. You understand what I'm saying? Everything you want, everything that's you can't really reach is on the other side of what you do not know. So you got to go get that information. Go know. Go find out. Go learn from somebody who knows the shit. I always use this example, right? Well, why you charging for a course? First of all, let me explain something to y'all. Y'all Google this. Carlton Sheets. I was buying courses back before the internet. They was coming to your house in a big ass box with binders and chapters, like a damn, like something you would get from the university.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, like worksheets, like this much shit, like phone books.
Wow.
I was taking courses back then. So I'm talking from my standpoint, right? I was getting that information like that way the hell back then. I met my people from paying for tickets to go listen to people, just hoping for something to click. So when I talk this shit, it's just I'm coming from a standpoint of somebody who was on the other side. It was shit I did not know, so I had to be I had to figure it out, and I paid for mentorships and courses and things of that nature, and that shit worked out, and it's been working out for a hell of a lot of people that I know.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? I met you in the room.
Yeah.
I met you in the room, and I don't know your relationship, but I know what some of my other folks paid to get in that room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We be in $25,000 rooms.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But one thing I do notice about these rooms is, I was just saying this shit too. Some of the people that I met, I take pictures with 2 years ago, what's up, listen to me, and shit like that. I'm taking pictures with these boys and all that shit. They pulling up in Hellcats and all type of shit. Now I'm like, oh, so coming to this shit, oh, okay, yeah. They swag way different now.
Wow.
People taking pictures with them and shit. I'm like, oh.
From being in a room.
Being in the damn room. It's a guy right now. I wish I could find his page. He bought my course, ran into Marcus Barney, and he bought my course, saw Marcus in my course, and we ain't got this funding. Didn't know what to do with the funding.
Okay.
He sees Alex in the mix with us. He takes Alex's course. He go get these trucks. He got the funding from Marcus. He go buy all these trucks. This little boy, I don't know if he's 21 yet. He like 21, 22.
Wow.
Trucks, like a fleet, like he's killing shit. I wish I knew his name.
Running it up.
Killing it. But like I say, take us out of the equation.
Yeah.
If we're a fly on the wall and we looking for the last 2 years we've been in a a standpoint of teaching people and watching the results of these people,
Mm-hmm.
I jumped on the Best of Both Worlds tour with Him 500 and in Wall Street Trapper. They did 7 cities in 7 days, right?
Crazy.
Marcus on a private jet. They flying all over the damn world. So I caught the East Coast part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we get in there, we land in recession-proof members that was in jail and things like that. These folks pulling up in cars, the same shit we got.
Wow.
Marcus mentees.
That's
he
how it's
created
supposed to be, though.
millionaires.
That's how it's
that's what I'm
supposed to
saying.
be.
But I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it worked.
I saw him 2 years ago. That's your car? Damn. Name on the tag, all that shit. Like,
Wow.
but again, like I say, man, people not getting in these rooms because they, you know, they groupies. You know what I'm saying? People like get that shit out your head to go see people or take a picture with somebody or go. Nah, these folks own some shit. You know what I'm saying? These folks is in the room, they own something.
That's easier. You know why? Because I feel like sometimes people like the idea of entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
Than they are actually an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
People become fascinated with the idea of being an entrepreneur.
I can't work for nobody. Why the hell you can't work for nobody? You gotta work for somebody until you get your paper to invest in this other shit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I've never been like my wife held on to dear life for that job until her business pushed her. Like she just absolutely couldn't no more. Mm-hmm. When it should just make absolutely no sense to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to make $80,000. And she, you know, Black Friday come around, you can do $80,000 in a goddamn day. Like, you know, that type of thing. So it's just like we started seeing that her first year. It's like, but she stayed the course. Mm-hmm. She kept working her job, and was like, I got my own goals. I'm gonna finish what I started. You know what I mean? So she retired at 18 years. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do it at 16 and a half or 17. She did her whole time and got up out of there. So, you know, salute to her.
Yeah. As we get ready to close, I want to ask you, what has been a dominant thought that you've been having in this season of your life?
The dominant thought. So like right now, what's the one thought that's been taking over my brain? I'll say it's ownership. Ownership, right? I look at some of our leaders in the community, right? And I was looking at, you know, just from the conferences that I have. Yeah. Right? We had a conference last year and we had Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah. And Shaquille O'Neal was like, yo, basketball star, all that. He was like, I don't touch that. I ain't never touched my basketball money. Mm-hmm. He said, I own 156 Auntie Annie's. I own 100 Papa John's. I own ownership, right? And, you know, I started seeing a trend with the people that I look up to, right? And he said, you know, I own shit people don't even know I own. He was like, Marilyn Monroe, y'all, everybody clapping. Yeah, we look. She's a legend. I own her catalog. Like, I own Marilyn Monroe. Whoa. A big old black man from damn Virginia owns Marilyn Monroe. You want to do something Marilyn Monroe-ish, you better go holler at Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. I'm going to give you one more example. Steve Harvey, he was talking about, you know, the Miss USA when he read the wrong name and things of that nature. It was embarrassing. He went in a slump and things of that nature. And he was just like, you know, they called him back the next year to do it. He's like, hell no, I ain't doing that. Wow. 20 million. No. 30 million. No. Steve, we paid you 10 million last year. $40 million. He's like, no. He said, what do you want? I want to own it. I want to own it. You know, you can own something too, but I want ownership. Man. Steve Harvey owns damn Miss Universe or Miss America, whatever the hell.
If that's not the most like boss business move ever.
Owns it now.
Because he turned it on his head. That whole thing.
He owns it.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. But the thing that's hard for people is that delayed gratification.
Yeah.
You know, being able to kind of like see it before you see it. That whole thing is like, that's the mental part that we were talking about. It's like being able to kind of manifest it and know like, you know, what you were called to do and what success is yours to take. But it's just like, it does take time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But like I say, what's been on my mind lately is I don't own enough things, right? And I've always had like a dope boy swagger. Like, all right, I'm gonna give me some old school, own them. We get locked up, we pawn our watches and sell our cars, and you know, I've just always been on that. So I always kind of knew owning things could get me back on my feet if I fall off. Yeah. But now I'm at a higher level of thinking, and I just know like real estate, you know, I just need to own a couple more things. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm really on right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be buying land, and like I'm actively doing these things. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you're well on your way. A wise man once said, Focus on you until the focus is on you.
Come on, man. You've been paying attention, man. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said.
I love that. I love that. And I feel like that's the most instrumental thing that you can do in order to like really, really serve as the catalyst to you to be able to become the most successful version of yourself, is to focus on you until the focus is on you. Well, the focus is on you right now. I want to thank you so much for sitting down with me and coming on Finding Your Niche with Niche. If you wanted to give anybody any words of encouragement and how they can tap into what you're doing, what would you say?
Well, I always say this, and I'm going to keep saying it to everybody. It's just people walking up to me saying it, right? But I always want to tell people, you know, chase your dreams or end up working for the nigga who chased his. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got one life to live. We got to act like it. You know what I mean? Putting stuff off until tomorrow, that's not what tycoons do. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody in the history of the world just was a procrastinator. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the people that I study and I admire, they just did it, right? Just did it and figured it out on the way. So, you know, that's my advice to you, man. You know, you got to chase your dreams or you're going to end up working for somebody who chased their dreams. You know what I mean? And that's okay. But if, like I said, if you got that burning desire, if you know this world is, this world deserves more of you than that, man, you know, start chasing them dreams, y'all. Start sketching, start writing it down, start taking pictures, start researching, start getting on your shit, man. That's it.
All right, there it is. And if people want to tap in and be a part of what you got going on, how can they do that? Well,
first, September 9th through the 11th, right here in Atlanta, Georgia, the Formula Conference. Click the link in my bio. We had that going on. I'm at the Loft Athletic Club in Atlanta. That's my that's my brick and mortar, my actual gym. X28fitness.com is my website for my online program. NewAgeCEOs.com is for the merch. Yeah, man. TheBodyEnvy.com if you want to put your girl in some fly athleisure wear, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere wear, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I got a lot going on, but yeah, these are the things that, you know.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, these are the things that I, you know, put first. And 4kpathwaytosuccess.com is the website. If you heard me say, you know, what I teach people and things of that nature. Yeah, 4kpathwaytosuccess.com, 4kuniversity.com. That's what it is, 4K University. We switched it.
Jason, thank you, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
Yes, congrats and much success.
Thank you.
All right, y'all tap in. Peace.